Hello everyone, welcome to the Redmen TV. It is the Starting 11 prediction show. It is Chelsea, Thomas Tuchel's Chelsea Football Club facing off against Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool Football Club this Sunday. It is an absolutely huge game towards the top of the table in the Premier League. Why is it so big? Well, because Liverpool and Chelsea don't like each other very much, but also because Liverpool dropped to 6 points behind Manchester City. We're level, I think it is, right now with Chelsea Football Club, of course. So it's just huge. Obviously, Chelsea are going through a little bit of a sticky patch themselves. Liverpool, obviously, coming off the back of a defeat to Leicester last night, want to put that behind them and start focusing on what's ahead of them and what's not behind them. Don't want to be focusing on Chelsea. Don't want to be focusing on Tottenham, Manchester United, all them crap teams below us. We want to be focusing on the team above us and clawing those 6 points back so that we can try and put ourselves in a position to win the title. If we play like last night, we won't win the title. If we play like last night, we won't deserve to win the title. But last night was a one-off. It is not, I don't think, a system. It is not the players. It is not people giving up. We were just shit for the first time probably this season. Really, really poor in the league, and we didn't deserve anything out of it. I'm not here to talk about last night. I am here to talk about the future, and the future, I'm telling you, is the same players that played last night. They just got to do better than they did last night. So for the most part, it's going to be it's going to be an unchanged side, but this time I reckon they're going to play with a rocket up their arses because they have to bounce back, they have to show that fight, they have to show that desire, and they have to show the skill that they've showed us so many times before. This is the best Liverpool squad we've ever had, and last night was an aberration, and that is all I'm hoping, and not a sign of something, a deep-rooted problem at the football club, because we are an amazing football team and an amazing football club with an amazing fan base. Alisson Becker is going to start for that amazing football club, for that amazing football team, for that amazing fan base, in net for our amazing manager, Jurgen Klopp, at left back. Excuse me, bit of the old frog in the throat. We've got Kostas Tsimikas. Honestly, no idea where this has come from. We've got Kostas Tsimikas, who's going to play for Andrew Robertson at left back. There's nowhere to hide when you're on a show and you're the only person talking either, is there? When you've got a bit of a cough. Virgil van Dijk is going to start at left side at centre half. Then we've got Joel Matip, and then we're going to round it off with Trent Alexander-Arnold. Now, I was fuming last night, absolutely fuming after the game. I was fuming because we were 6 points behind Manchester City. I was fuming because the performance wasn't good enough. I was fuming because even though the performance wasn't good enough, we still had the chances to win that game of football, and we didn't take those chances. But I was really fuming at the lack of tracking the run by Trent Alexander-Arnold for their goal. On Sunday, he is going to change that. He is going to go back to being the best right back in world football. He is going to go back to making assists. He is going to go back to doing everything that we love about Trent Alexander-Arnold. So we've got Kostas Tsimikas, we've got Virgil van Dijk, we've got Joel Matip, and we've got Trent Alexander-Arnold. At the base of the midfield three, we've got Fabinho. He's going to go in there. And you know what, again, thank you very much, Tom. Cheers, mate. In 10, 11 years, that's never happened. Thank you, Tom. What a guy. Fabinho. Last night, when we took him off, Liverpool lost control of that game of football. Fabinho has got to have taken off because of COVID, obviously, that he's had it, but also, I believe, because he was on 4 yellow cards. And Jurgen knows how important Fabinho is. If he picked up another yellow card, which it looked like fairly early on in the game, he could have been probably booked. Fabinho probably would have been missing this game, and that would have been absolutely gutting, to be quite honest with you. He controls everything. From, say that's their goal there, the third, we break the pitch into thirds. He stands here, and every time they clear the ball, it's almost like he's a fucking lighthouse, or he's a ball magnet, or a ball hawk, whatever you want to say. He gets that ball and he gets Liverpool back on the attack from there. When we took him off, they were picking up the ball in this area and then able to knock the ball long over to Lookman, over Trent Alexander-Arnold. If you think back to that first game against Leicester, only last week in the Cup, same thing. They were picking the ball up here and knocking the ball over because we didn't have Fabinho in that game as well. Fabinho's massively important to everything that we do. And he's going to be starting. Now, I know Thiago had a slight muscle soreness, I think it was. That's why him and Taki Minamino both missed out. But I believe that it's too important now. The gap is too big at the top of the table that we're going to need to throw Thiago back in there against the Chelsea side. They were good on the ball, good defensively, know they're having a little bit of a struggle and can hurt Liverpool. I think Thiago's in there. I think what we saw last night out of Oxlade-Chamberlain and out of Naby Keita, again, not like they were the only ones, but that was a poor performance from both of them, I think, during the full 90 minutes. I was a little bit disappointed with how little Alexander-Arnold, I do that a lot, Oxlade-Chamberlain had of the ball. I was really disappointed with Keita when he comes on. Now, again, these are individual performances. I'm not saying they're shit players. I'm saying they were poor last night. I think Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain's been fucking fantastic the last few weeks. I think Naby Keita was superb when he came on against Leicester that last 30 minutes. I think he's superb whenever you seem to drop him into games. But I think Thiago's better than both of them. And as such, I'd be starting him there. And I think Jurgen will on Sunday. The captain, Jordan Henderson, again, not the best performance. A little bit lacklustre from Jordan. Didn't have that same control on that right-hand side that we normally see with Trent and Jordan and Mo. I want to see us get back to that. I want to see us really ask questions of Chelsea and you know, whether they're going to play the three at the back or not. I want to see what happens with them and can we get into space with Mo Salah, because I don't think Salah and Mane were particularly good last night either. I don't think they had the ball enough. Don't think they did enough with the ball when they did have it. I want to see Salah starting from the getting chalk on his boots and starting to drive inwards at somebody, whether it's a centre back or whether it's a full back or a wing back. I don't know, but I want to see him do it. I want to see him more dangerous and alive to opportunities for us than he was last night. Sadio Mane, if he starts, which I do think Jurgen will start him, he needs to pick his ideas up as well, to be honest with you. I mean, it was a really bad miss. I know Salah's was a bad miss from the penalty and the one after that and probably the one after that as well. But Sadio Mane, he's just made a bad mistake there and not scored. And I'm going to say, for some reason, that Roberto Firmino starts up top in this game. Obviously, Diogo Jota been brilliant. I think our first choice front three is Mane, it is Jota, and it is Mo Salah. But I do think for this one, we might just see Roberto Firmino go in there. And I'm not sure that Jota doesn't play there either, to be honest with you. But we'll get into some of the comments in a little bit. Before that, I'll do the substitutes. We've got Caoimhin Kelleher, James Milner, Joseph Gomez, Ibu Konate, Nico Williams, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, Kurt Jones again, Naby Keita, and Diogo Jota. So I still don't know what's going on with Origi at the moment, but I'd like to see him on the bench if he's able to. Obviously, he picked up that knee injury at some point, didn't he? I've got Minamino, the soreness. We're not rushing him back in like we are with Thiago, and I've taken Beck off because I've thrown on Thiago into the starting 11, which has bumped him down. Aaron AK says, please drop Mane. He's been shocking. Bobby, Jota and Salah up front. And again, I must admit, I wouldn't be surprised if I did see that at the weekend. Because I do think he's going to get Bobby Firmino in there. And if you're ranking those three players on form right now, you're going 1, 2, 3. So maybe Mane does miss out. I actually kind of like Jota on that left-hand side as well. So I'd be really comfortable with that. In fact, that might actually be the side that I'd play. Yeah, that's the side that I would play, I think. If I was picking it, I would go Jota left, Firmino centre, Salah on that right-hand side, and drop Mane maybe to the bench a little bit there. I like that. Or alternatively, I do feel like if Thiago's not ready, I think this might be the midfield three for this game. With Naby and Fabinho and Jordan Henderson. Now, I think Ox was rewarded with the start because of his performances over the last few weeks. Maybe we weren't wanting to run Naby Keita in the ground too early, too soon, after coming back from another little time on the sidelines. But this game against Chelsea, let's hope it doesn't get added if he does start to a list of poor away games by Naby Keita. That's only short, to be fair, but certainly exist. We should get Bowen, Jared Bowen from West Ham, says Stanko Duganovic. Yeah, absolutely, seems like a really, really good player. We were linked with him in the summer. Liverpool fans heads fell off. Now all I'm seeing on social media is that we want him. It shows what a fickle bunch we are, but he's a really good player. And he was a really good player when Liverpool were linked with him in the summer, and everyone said don't. My connection's dropping. Let me know, fellas, if you can read my comments on the chat. Manju Kumar, hopefully I have let you know. CP Band's Manny was bad, but at least creating opportunities. Salah was just invisible last night to CP Bands. Yeah, you know what? That's a good point, isn't it? It's hard to explain what happened, really. I mean, the only other things on the starting 11 that we've got, I suppose we could see Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain in for Thiago again, although as I mentioned before, probably likely to see Naby Keita in there. I think it's probably too soon for Kurt Jones, although I'm sure he's been keeping himself trim and fit. So at the back, you know, some people will probably want to see Bukanate, who's been really, really good, hasn't he? Certainly when he came on for Billy Kometu, you saw the golfing class between those two players. But right now, I think Matip is, well, for me, I think he was my man of the match last night anyway. He's performing at such a high level, and I like these two. I think defensively, those five were all right last night. Bar the one error by Trent Alexander-Arnold. Again, with Fabinho blocking, I feel confident that Liverpool can turn this around and can go and get the 3 points, albeit at a very, very difficult place against a very, very good side, to go and try and get those 3 points again. Hopefully Liverpool can do it. I just want to wish you all a happy new year as well. Obviously Liverpool playing after the New Year celebrations, Sunday afternoon for us versus Chelsea. Hope everyone's safe, hope everyone has a great time, hope everyone's enjoyed their Christmas. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button, and it'll be me and Paul on the watch along again on Sunday, so do check the channel out for that. Cheers.
There you go. Thank you so much for watching our free content here on YouTube. If you want to support what we do and also get an amazing wealth of additional Liverpool content, join Redmen Plus. If you join as a club legend here on there, you can get your name right there in that list. Anyway, up to you, but we hope you enjoy it on the redmentv.com.